The first question you've got here is like, what are some common exit paths for investment bankers and maybe some different skills required for each? And I would also say skills required for different exit paths, yes, but also really it's more about motivation is what I would say first and foremost. Skills follow motivation. It's a lot easier to build skills doing something that you love, something you're interested in, something you're passionate about. So the most important thing is to test drive a lot of different things and figure out what you enjoy doing more. You're naturally going to build skills there, and you're naturally going to be successful going in that direction. Now, that's hard to find. The hardest part is figuring out what do I actually like, right? That's going to be way harder than actually building the skills. So that's something to think about. A lot of people are too certification or too skills oriented, and they think, oh, I want that title, I get these skills, but then they get there, and they're like, this sucks. So keep an eye out for that. But common exit paths, I mean, of course, let's not spend a ton of time talking about, but private equity is probably the most common exit paths in terms of like headlines. Does everyone exit investment banking and go into private equity? Definitely not. I think it's probably, if you were to make me guess, I would say somewhere at the analyst level, you're probably looking at 50% to 75%, depending on the bank, something like that. Some people get out of banking and say, forget it, I'm going to wash cars, right? I'm going to go be a musician. That's not very many people do that. But other roles, so things that I've seen are going to be corp dev. You could also do corporate finance. At a publicly traded company, again, thinking about the large companies first. There's a lot of opportunity in the middle market. For example, if you're coming out, with a solid degree, you've got some great investment banking experience for say 3 years, you can really get into a middle market business and be the go-to for the CFO and be doing special projects for the CEO. Certainly there's other lesser known. At that point, you're kind of getting into the really white space. Biggest limiting factor, honestly, is you figuring out what you want to do next and then going hard at it and use the same recruiting skills that you learned in investment banking recruiting to go find whatever that next step is.